Well, this was supposed to be a matchup between Steph Curry and LeBron James. Steph was out, but LeBron put on the show tonight. The Lakers win 119-103. The Warriors have now lost 5 out of their last 6 games, and they're kind of scrambling to start looking good before the play-in begins. And what was tonight the last home game of the regular season? Hey everybody, welcome to Warriors Postgame Live, brought to you by Toyota with Festus Ezeli. I'm Kareth Burke. LeBron's game tonight. Wow. And we got to say, 41 years old, 23rd season in the NBA, had a dunk in the third quarter that had us all go, whoa! But that's the kind of season that he's had, especially with Luka out and with Austin Reeves out. LeBron has got to take on more of that offensive load, and boy, did he do that.
What a great third option for you to have on your team, Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James, age 41 years old, 26 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds. With no Austin Reeves, no Luka Doncic, he was able to turn back the times. Turn back the clock today. He was doing everything. He was coming off of pick and rolls. He was going downhill. Just the size advantage, just the sheer size advantage of the Lakers, having LeBron there at the helm. I think he is a mismatch nightmare for any small ball lineup. The Warriors' biggest guy on the floor to start the game was Draymond, and Pat Spencer started at the forward. We were laughing about that. The Warriors started small, obviously so injury depleted, and LeBron James just took advantage of that. I thought him starting off the first quarter, 12 points in the first, being aggressive towards the rim, obviously also shooting the ball well from the three-point line, 3 for 5, but he was doing everything for the team tonight. He just really sparked this offensive push for the Lakers, and then DeAndre Ayton came in the game and gave him that push. But the size advantage for the Lakers, just too much for the Warriors, and just not enough scoring for the Warriors.
When it comes to that size advantage, and you just said it, the scoring advantage right there, when you look at who was in the starting lineup, Pods, Melt, Pat, Nate Williams, and Draymond. So Draymond's 6'6" here. He's playing the undersized center role. But also, Pods was the leading scorer by averages there with 14 points. Melt second with 13. So the Warriors just weren't able to put a lot of firepower on the floor. And when that happens, we've mentioned on the show, and for several months now, the margins are a lot thinner.
Well, the margins were thin before the game started when you had Steph return. Now, with no Steph, no Kristaps Porzingis, this team is just trying to find what pieces it can take healthy into the playoffs at this point. You know, you get Steph Curry back next game, hopefully, because it was a back-to-back. You sit some of your guys so that Steph and Kristaps can get some minutes together, because you're really riding on the fact that both these guys with both their gravities can give the Warriors a push. This game tonight was really about keeping your habits, your defensive habits. The Warriors just didn't have enough. Draymond Green was the leader tonight. Yeah, I thought he was doing a good job of creating offense for guys. A lot of turnovers for the Warriors. Took them out of sync early. 19 turnovers in this game. You talked about a lack of margin for error. I mean, with 19 turnovers in a game where you're not shooting the basketball well, you only made 9 threes. You're shooting, you shoot 80 shots from the field. The Warriors usually like to be in that 90 field goal range with second chance points and all those. I think the Warriors tonight, it just was a lack of offensive talent.
And it was some of the timing of the turnovers as well. When the Warriors came, they're down at halftime. They come into that third quarter needing to rally a little bit. Boom, 2 turnovers right off the top, 5 Lakers points, and then a lead that just the Warriors just could not dig into anymore. The game started to look pretty easy for LeBron, and we keep having some of that awe with this. But at halftime, he had 18 points, 7 of 11, 3 of 4. So he just started this game feeling good. When you let LeBron feel good, what happens, Fezzi?
I told you this, our post-game show is going to be us just saying, LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
I mean, what I saw tonight was LeBron just, doing a little bit of everything. He understood that for the Lakers to win and for them to make their run here at the end of the season, he has to be at a high level. He has to be the one giving this team any kind of confidence. They can't slip. If they slip right now, they can lose home court advantage. This team is fighting for top 4, different from what the Warriors are fighting for. The Warriors are fighting, they know they're locked into the 10th position. For them, they're just trying to get healthy. The Lakers, they're trying not to lose ground, because you're trying to see if you can buy some time for Luka and Austin Reeves to come back. And when you have LeBron at the helm, he's a guy that for a couple games, he can show you something. He can give you something on the field. LeBron is shooting 58%, I think 56 or 58 from the 2-point line. He's had more dunks this season so far than a lot of his career. I don't know how he's doing this. I don't know what LeBron has done.
Sorcery.
But whatever the thing is, I need it, okay? Because sometimes I wake up, I'm not even playing, and I wake up with something in my back. But, just to watch him do what he's done, you see him get the chase down block earlier today. It's really incredible that he can still do all this, and while he's also playing with his son. It's incredible.
Generational at this point because LeBron has been playing for so long, 23 seasons, and the Lakers had lost 3 games coming into this one. And you're right, they are scrambling to see. They're in the 5 seed right now, but to see if they can regain that 4, because before this little stretch that coincided with Luka going out, they'd won 16 of 18 games. They were on a nice looking stretch right there, and then the injuries hit them too. So injuries hitting everybody this season. But yeah, you've got LeBron saying, okay, put it on me, I want this. Because guys, think about that in the twilight of their career. How can I continue to lead? How can I get my team over the finish line for the postseason? And what can we do in the postseason? He wants to make noise again.
It's just so crazy to me that 10 years ago, we were talking about Steph and LeBron going to multi-finals in a row. Now we're talking 10 years later on the back ends of their careers, still the faces of the NBA, both Steph Curry, both LeBron James, and those guys, all-stars in the league, still finding ways to push their careers and extend it. And I think this part, for you to be able to be a contender, for you to try to make some noise at this point in the season, you have to rely on your teammates. You saw LeBron do that tonight. You can't get this win by yourself. And I thought LeBron did a great job creating shots for Jake LaRavia. I keep calling him Jake LaRavia.
Just call him Jake.
Yeah, Jake from State Farm. I thought LeBron did a great job of creating a mismatch. He would garner. He always gets the double team, right, because of his size advantage. So when he got that, whether it was on the block or on the post, whatever it was, he would get it. Look for DeAndre Ayton or Jake LaRavia on the other side. I thought he was doing a great job of being that guy that got the gravity or used his gravity to create offense for his team.
And let's talk about Ayton tonight because he had a really efficient start. Started 4 of 5, but then felt like the Lakers said, hey, why don't we use more of this size advantage? Why don't we get our 7-footer a little bit more involved? And he joined LeBron with a 21-point night.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton said, I ain't no Clint Capella. I hear you, big fella. This is one of those nights where, you see an aggressive DeAndre Ayton, and you understand why he's on this team. His size, his versatility, his skill. When he's aggressive like this, he gives this team a different ceiling. I thought early in the game, Coach J.J. Redick did a good job, concerted effort to really get him engaged. The first play of the game, they throw it to him on the extended elbow for a shot over Draymond and got him really early, got him into the flow of the offense. Third quarter, I don't know what was said at halftime, but he came out like he was ready to go in the third quarter. He had 12 points in the third quarter and the second half. That size advantage is going to be huge for them. I think he is a guy that can really carry some of that scoring load alongside LeBron in the absence of both Luka and Austin Reeves.
All right, I'm sitting next to a big man. We're going to keep the big man conversation going because one of the players for the Warriors who had an excellent game
yes,
tonight,
big fella.
It's the only double-double in this game. It was Charles Bassey, right? 12 points, 13 boards. So in consecutive games, he's had 10 or more boards. What are you noticing about the way that he impacts plays and really makes his presence known?
Incredible activity. That's what I see from this big fella. Charles understands his role right now, and he's coming to the game. You see him blocking shots. You see him getting second chance points. You see him getting some dunks at the rim. This is what the Warriors need. They need size. They need people on the floor. He came off the bench tonight, and part of it was offensive read. I love this move right here by the big fella. Quick read, get it on the block. Hopefully we can see more of those. The Warriors don't do a lot of posting up, but when you throw it to a big and he can score like that, maybe they can give him some more looks and more touches that way. But Charles is really taking advantage of this opportunity right now. And the Warriors offense, usually you're playing in space if you're a big man because you have shooters on the wings. And with some of their guys out right now, there wasn't really a lot of space. I thought the Warriors, I think Steve Kerr did the substitution where he put Seth Curry in with Charles Bassey, and they were able to get some space in there. He got some offensive rebounds. 13 big ones. I love the second chance points. I love the energy that he brought into the game. And he was part of that crew in the second quarter that went on that 9-0 run to start the game. I thought the Warriors did a great job for a lot of the game, but just keeping the fight, staying close in the game. I thought the turnovers did him in. But Charles Bassey was part of the bench that scored 53 points. That's huge.
When the Warriors are so depleted with 8 players out, the fact that the bench could come through like this, and Bassey.
I don't even know what bench. What bench are we even talking about at this point? Because the bench, they're starters now, and everybody's depleted. Malachi Leons is shooting jumpers with his left hand. I mean, it's really insane that the Warriors bench is doing what they're doing.
All right, when we come back on Toyota Warriors Postgame Live, we will hear from the head coach, Steve Kerr. Hopefully some injury updates as well. We saw L.J. Cryer go down holding his leg. We'll see if Steve Kerr can give us an update there.
Toyota Warriors Postgame Live is presented by Toyota, class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand.